Dun, 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 dun.
Remember when Resident Evil was good? With the PS1's limited capabilities, the fixed camera and pre-rendered style added to the atmosphere by not being able to see around corners or see what's just off screen, with little to no music and sparse distant sound effects. This continued into the next generation, and the good Resident Evils kept coming. But like several game series that fell foul of the hackneyed kart racer, some better than others, Resident Evil's offshoot is the first-person arcade shooter. These were originally named the Gun Survivors series in Japan. But why am I talking about Resident Evil when the title clearly says Dino Stalker? Well, the Western titles were less consistent. They started as Resident Evil Survivor 1 and 2, then became Dead Aim, which in Japan is Gun Survivor 4. If there was a 1, 2 and 4, then surely there was a 3. There was, and you're looking at it. Dino Stalker, aka Gun Survivor 3 Dino Crisis. So not only is this an offshoot, but it's an offshoot of an offshoot, because let's face it, that's what Dino Crisis is. There's nothing more enjoyable than some good old-fashioned satisfying light gun action, and for this day and age, this is nothing like that at all. Unfortunately, technology has this annoying habit of progressing, so old light guns will no longer work with modern screens. Light guns took advantage of the way CRT screens display the image, using the difference in the phosphor light when illuminated to calculate where the gun is pointing. Well, not anymore. I had to play this with a controller, and there is no mouse compatibility either. One annoyance that plagued many PAL PS2 games that were originally created for the NTSC format was the poor handling of the NTSC to PAL conversion. Most were converted fine, but the bad ones were very noticeable, with their squashed aspect ratio and sometimes juddery frame rate. But fear not, since the past decade or so, all PAL televisions can also display an NTSC signal, so a lot of PS2 games had an NTSC mode as a simple solution. That means correct proportions and, best of all,
60 frames per second!
The typical loosely sciencey Capcom plot set goes thusly. In the year 2009, a dimensional rift is opened due to an overflow of a new type of energy called third energy. This disrupts the timeline, causing ecological damage to the Cretaceous period. This damage would eventually affect the creation of the human race, so a project called Noah's Ark was put into action. The idea is to send all the Cretaceous animals into the distant future so the timeline damage can be fixed and the animals returned. But of course, things get a little out of control. Enter our protagonist, Lieutenant Mike Wyatt, a US fighter pilot in 1943 currently engaging in a dogfight over the Atlantic. After being shot down and forced to eject, Mike is suddenly caught up in this Noah's Ark fiasco and transported back to the Cretaceous period. Stage 1, Cretaceous Creatures. Still in the sky, but now parachuting towards land. Ah, I see what they did there. He's approached by more planes? No. Pteranodons. How's he going to fight them? With this! Don't question where that came from, just go with it. Having to aim with the analog sticks is obviously not as accurate as a light gun, and having the left stick control the POV and the right controlling the crosser gets some getting used to. Fortunately, you can auto-aim using L1. What? Give me a break, no light gun. Although, using the light gun still has its limitations. This game isn't an on-rail shooter, you can move around freely. If you're using the Gun-Con 2, you can move around using the D-pad on the rear, and if you're using the older G-Con 45, you need to hold a controller in your other hand for the directions anyway. Stage 2, Strangers.
Lieutenant Wire. Lieutenant Wire. Can you hear me? Who said that?
After landing, Mike is contacted by Mystery Man, as he's referred to in the manual. But not too mysterious, as despite being darkened in the image, you can still see his face along with his age and height. I know a character BIOS can establish the history of a character and can help with storytelling and immersion, but is knowing detailed statistics necessary? Do I really need to know Jill Valentine's age, blood type, height, and weight? Anyway, his garbled communication says something about Mike being the only one who can prevent the catastrophe, but more on that later. You follow the arrow on the radar for the main destination, but you can go anywhere within the level to shoot enemies and collect power-ups. Other power-ups include different weapons, bullet enhancers, health and revive. These are very useful as they kick in as soon as you die, allowing you to immediately continue, but be wary of that timer, it's game over if that runs out. Fortunately, you can extend the time by collecting tachyons, these blue gem thingies. The standard single-shot weapon seems to be good enough though. This beast can mow down trees and objects like rocks, logs and crates explode.
Who are you?
Hello, my name is Obligatory Love Interest.
Tell me, where are we? I was flying over the Atlantic where there were no islands in sight. Then boom, I'm here. What on earth is going on?
Trinity.
Trinity?
Get used to these two Carnotaurus. They will show up a few times as a disappointingly repeating boss battle. They do share a health bar, so they're less of a pain in the arse than they look. Just dodge and shoot. Stage 3, Tracking. Here we see a more traditional on-race level as Mike is restricted to the boat. This gives a nice variation by having aquatic dinosaurs, with the added excitement of having to shoot rocks that block your path and destroying the overhangs that will otherwise conveniently fall when you're under them. Okay, seriously, was the rock in the Cretaceous period made of cardboard? Maybe that's why the continents drifted apart, they weren't stuck together very well. Stage 4, Different World? What the hell? No, I'm not going to make the obvious reference. So we're in the future now, at the point where the dinosaurs were sent forward, I suppose. Dinosaur bones explode on impact too? A meteor didn't wipe them out, they were just really unstable. This would have drastically made dinosaur films go in a much different direction. Films like The Land Before Time runs out! One of our dinosaurs is nuclear! And Jurassic Kaboom! The level itself, nothing special. The rising and falling of the dunes adds some verticality, and you can destroy enemies by shooting the oil barrels. Wow, something that actually would explode for a change. What? Did I walk into that 3D dimension that Homer stumbled upon? This is hyperspace. Get this. The Noah's Ark project went pear-shaped and a computer called Mother Computer was put in charge. Mother Computer also malfunctioned, creating another time warp, and instead of returning the dinosaurs to their original time, they were sent into hyperspace, where we are now. Does that make sense? No? Good. Anyway, Mike needs to find Paula and... oh, god damn it.
know my name? But why? Where are we anyway? You have to tell me. Tell me something. Anything.
Dimensions. Chasm.
Dimensions? Chasm?
Lost. In hyperspace.
Lost in hyperspace? Ugh! I don't understand at all. What? Where are you going to take me?
Papa. Papa.
Papa?
Mike, you seem to have found Paula, but Trinity is coming. Leave there as soon as possible.
First, tell me who you are. And what is a Trinity?
Yes, what is a Trinity? Here comes some more pulled out their ass exposition. This Trinity dinosaur was created by Mother Computer to act as a leader to control the other dinosaurs and to eliminate any possible threats to preserve the dinosaurs. That makes sense from a space-time point of view, as killing dinosaurs will also fuck up the future. So why is it okay for Mike to kill them? Well, because it's in hyperspace, you can do that here, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, Stage 5, Pitch Black Tyrannosaurus.
Paula! Let's run to that Jeep! Hurry, now!
Ah, running from dinosaurs in an open-top Jeep. That seems familiar. As the stage title states, this level's theme is a dark city area, making it a little harder to see them coming. But now with added Triceratops barrel hurling, these two again, and of course the T-Rex. This has a cool visual of the T-Rex smashing into the electric sign, sending sparks flying.
Paula! Are you alright?
Papa.
Stage 6, Trinity. After escaping and suddenly entering a completely different location, because hyperspace, where Mike faces Trinity in this arena of unexplained purpose. This is the shortest stage of the game, as it's just the boss battle.
Welcome, Lieutenant Mike Ward.
Oh, look who finally makes an appearance. Is that really his first reaction? Hologram, punch it!
What kind of movie? You're not here?
What's-his-face tells Mike that to prevent the catastrophe, he needs to reboot Mother Computer, which is located in that active volcano over yonder.
I want you to go down inside its crater.
What a great place to put that.
Find the Mother Computer.
This will then send the island that they're currently on back to the Cretaceous period.
Turning this timeless only island.
Mike is told why he was chosen for this mission.
Computer can be
The reason being probably the best piece of writing in this quote story.
carry out her mission alone.
Since he was about to be shot down and killed, Mother Computer chose someone whose death was imminent and would have nothing else to live for otherwise. Sensible thinking.
In a time slip.
Stage 7, Determination. Before reaching Mother Computer, we have to have a final showdown. Even though Trinity was the head of the dinosaurs, ending the game on such a small creature would have been rather anticlimactic. The T-Rex returneth. This does mean the game is ending battling a T-Rex inside an active volcano in hyperspace. You can't fault it on awesomeness.
Yes! I did it at last! Paula! Do it!
Now everything can return to normal. All those dinosaurs that got killed, nah, that won't change anything. Oh, no you don't. You've known each other for about 5 hours, maybe? But now that Mike has returned to 1943, does he die? I'll leave that for you. Dino Stalker is quick, pick-up-and-play, satisfying arcade fun. If you have the means to play it with the light gun as intended, it would be even better. Capcom could easily have made this a standalone game instead of shoehorning it along with 2 other better-known franchises, but I suppose it makes sense from a marketing standpoint. The plot, characters and science leave a lot to be desired, but a simple arcade game doesn't really need a deep, complex story for an excuse to shoot dinosaurs. But if you're like me and was young when Jurassic Park came around, you may remember the arcade shooter with the moving cabinet, so Dino Stalker may fill a nostalgic hole.